I want to read again a bit of the psalm we heard this morning. I have gone astray like a sheep that is lost. Search for your servant, for I do not forget your commandments. Now, I never met a sheep. But my granddaddy had an old billy goat. Now, Butch, that was his name. Butch wasn't much on thinking, you know. Butch was what you might call an emotional billy goat. He followed his gut. And his gut usually led him out of our yard into old lady Handler's trash cans. Not because he was spiteful. But because he simply lost his way. Now, what I am proposing is that most of us are like Butch. We got lost, but we are so blessed that there is someone always searching for us, willing to forget how we've strayed, and willing to acknowledge the best part of us, and not the part that likes to eat trash.
Now remember, you've got to put the sugar in the tea while it's still hot, or it won't taste right.
The skirt's too tight?
Oh, no, darling. I'll call you later, baby. I'll call you later.
Thank you. Sophia.
How's it going for tonight?
Arthur got a babysitter, so far so good. He's got some classic movie that he wants me to see.
Oh, that's perfect. Perfect. But you let that sweet potato pie sit for 2 or 3 minutes before you cut it.
I'll remember. Thank you so much for the recipe.
Anything for young love.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. Beecham. Herniated disc. I'm really sorry.
Swing! No problem. It's okay, no damage.
Sorry, Marcus.
I'll take him.
I love that editorial this morning, Arthur.
Thanks. I spent a lot of time on it. She's unbelievable with those kids. They love her, too.
Oh, swing! Sophia, you gonna let this little bird come play some poker tonight?
Only if you let him win.
Let me. The day Lester wins at poker is the day I sprout wings and fly.
Father Nate, honey, did you have the chance to look at that proposal I sent to you?
Morning, Mary Margaret.
Well, Lester, darling, I didn't even see you there.
No, I didn't, but I will.
Oh, before the vestry meeting.
Count on me.
Look out. Good heavens, look.
Mary Margaret.
Arthur, I know a leash you can get. Will not hurt the child at all.
Mary Margaret's the one that needs to be on a leash.
It's like Arthur's got his hands full.
I imagine single parenthood is very hard.
Don't start that, Sophia. Now's not the time.
Looks like Carol's doing fine.
It's a good match for sure.
I'm gonna fix your lunch while you finish locking up. Nate?
You've changed already?
Yeah. You can't wear that sweater to the hospital. It's got a hole in it. Give it to me and let me fix it.
I'm not going to the hospital. And I like this sweater just the way it is.
It's important.
You know how I feel.
Well, are you gonna play poker with Lester?
I'll think about it.
Lord have mercy. I fixed your lunch.
I'm not hungry.
Honey, you got to eat.
I said...
And I said let's eat. I can't let you sit in here all day listening to that moaning. There are people out there who need you.
Please, be quiet.
Your lunch is on the table. I am going to the hospital in 27 minutes, and you are going with me. Hello, Mrs. Gordon.
Yeah.
You're looking good.
Yeah, I'm getting out today.
I'm so glad to hear it. I'll see you at the diner tomorrow.
Sure thing, doll. Hi, Reverend.
Hello, Mrs. Gordon.
Come on, Nate.
Dr. Slavin, Dr. Kevin Slavin, please pick up at Studio 5.
Nathaniel? God is good. How you feeling, Dexter?
Mrs. Sophia. Pretty good. Is the Reverend here?
Right here, Dexter.
I brought the flowers.
Thanks.
How is Alvin doing?
Oh, having it rough, I'm afraid.
Another dose of chemo?
Yeah. He's been asleep since they brought him back. Reverend, I've been thinking a lot about what we talked about. And I'm scared. I'm afraid that when I get out of here and go back to my regular life, nothing's gonna be the same. I'll always be less than what I was. Incomplete.
Now, Dexter, you just listen to me. Your blindness will not define who you are any more than the color of your hair and the sound of your voice. It's the entire picture that counts. The sweet man you always were is the sweet man you'll always be.
Did you just make that up?
No. I memorized the greeting cards at the car wash. I'm gonna pick up something for Brian. It's his birthday. I think I'm gonna take him to Chuck E. Cheese.
I asked you not to bring him up.
He's your grandson, Nate. And he asks about you all the time. And Elizabeth will be there. It'll be a good opportunity for
I
you.
mean it, Sophia.
It's his birthday, Nate. Couldn't you just for one time put aside your...
No, I can't. And while we're on the subject, I'm not coming back here again either. You can just do this on your own.
I can do... What do you mean? Wait a minute, I can do it on my own?
Now, the next item on the agenda is the Ozark Lakes Development Project.
Oh, Lisa caught it in the first bounce.
You ought to come with a warning label, son, I swear.
Hopefully, you've all had a chance to look over the files that I had sent
Mary
to you.
Margaret, about this file. All we asked for was a proposal from the developers.
Well, I did that, but I also looked into all our options.
Good old Mary Margaret.
What's this contract?
Oh, that's just preliminary, outlining the deal.
I think it's a great idea. Church has owned that land for decades, never used it. We could use the money to fund social programs we all feel are necessary.
And it would be such a boon to the local economy, a real destination resort.
And it looks like you would be the real estate agent handling the deal.
Well, who best to look after our interests than one of our own?
And will one of our own be making a sizable commission on the deal?
I will be doing this job pro bono. For anyone who may not speak lawyer, that means no money.
It's important that the vestry remain above any accusation of impropriety.
Well, absolutely. This is all for the good of the church. What do you think, Father?
We're putting the cart in front of the horse here. Talking commission on a deal we haven't even examined yet, let alone approved.
These developers move fast. You have to strike while the iron is hot.
I like what we have now. tourists and developers will ruin what makes us special.
Exactly.
Well, Lester, you're still looking at black and white TV and listening to records on a Victrola.
The Victrola was a gift from Nate.
Father, would you help me out here? Reverend Miles.
What?
Your feeling on the land development.
I'll think about it. Talk to Sophia.
Well, no disrespect, Father, but the vestry is in charge of these decisions. For this proposal to pass, we have to have the approval of the parish priest. We can't go forward without your signature.
Everyone appreciates your enthusiasm, Mary Margaret. You'll have to forgive the rest of us who need a little more time to come to a decision.
Hi, Mama. Hi, baby.
Granny!
Hello, that sweet thing.
Is that for me?
This is absolutely for you. Hi, baby.
He didn't even open it?
He recognized your handwriting.
Whatever. I tried. They're Caruso. Really rare. He loved them.
I'm sure he would, but he's only listening to one record anyway. And he stays in that study all the time, and he plays it over and over and over again. He is driving me crazy.
Is he okay?
Well, you know his moods.
Thanks, Granny.
You ready, baby?
Yes.
Well, come on, let's go.
Please don't do that.
I kept looking for you at the restaurant. I thought maybe, just maybe, you could put aside your feelings just for one night. For one night for the sake of the child.
Sophia, please.
He's only going to be 5 once, Nate, and you're missing it. Just like you're missing Elizabeth's life and her love. All these good things you're pushing aside. I've had it, Nate. I'm at the end of my rope. Something has got to change. Nate.
I'll be up in a little while.
Whatever happened to my brightest star? The man I fell in love with. I need to spend some time with him. Nate, honey. Oh, baby. Nate. Honey. Nate. 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 God's blessings this morning. How are you boys doing today?
Mrs. Sophia, you're talking about letting me out in a few days.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm ready. Thank you for your words.
Now you listen, don't you worry about anything. I'm still gonna be here to help you. You don't have to do this by yourself.
Thank you.
And how you feeling, Alvin?
I've been better.
I see. How about a little fresh air?
I made him stay out there on the mound. He begged me to put somebody else in the pitch. When they're 11, you have to bear down on them. Teach them to dig in and be tough.
So what happened?
He threw 3 strikes and we won.
Well, that sounds like a great game.
Oh, it was. He never asked me to take him out again.
Did he come by this week?
No, I haven't seen him for a while.
Why is that?
We just drifted, I guess. Oh, he's busy. Last time he came, I had just had a dose of chemo. I was tired, sick. I saw him turn away. He couldn't look at me. Started to cry. Made me angry, ashamed. It was like he was 11 again. I just snapped. You be a man. If you can't be a man about this, if you're just gonna stand there and...
People are constantly saying things they wish they could take back. Things spoken in frustration, in weakness.
I don't blame him for not coming back.
Why don't you just call him?
I tried 100 times. Just hang up every time he answers. Now he just sees me for what I really am. Weak, petty, frightened.
It's always hard to know what to do in this kind of situation. When Nathaniel passed, he and Elizabeth weren't speaking.
Really?
Not for a long time. When she got pregnant and she refused to marry Brian's father, it broke Nathaniel's heart. And he would argue with her And he would pick on her for the smallest thing. She responded in the same way. They said terrible, terrible things.
Couldn't they straighten it out?
Not really.
Oh, come on now. Didn't you talk to him about it?
Nearly every day. But a person's got to be ready to change. He never was. But the important thing right now, Alvin, is you do what you've got to do. You apologize or reach out or whatever before it's too late, baby.
Now and forever. Amen.
Amen.
Let us pray. No, sorry. Please stand.
Marcus.
You know, he told me he didn't sleep a wink last night.
You know, you'd think after 2 months he would get a little bit better.
He's just young. He'll get the hang of it.
That boy is a train wreck. You know what? I've never missed Nathaniel more. I'm sorry, Sophia, but I mean, really.
We all miss him. That voice.
There were times when I felt that he was talking directly to me. Knew my inner thoughts.
He was the greatest, that's for sure. But I don't guess we need to tell you.
Sophia, honey. Sophia.
Good morning, Mary Margaret.
Good morning, darling. Do you have just a minute?
Come on in.
Oh, you just have the best roses. So, what did you think of today's service?
Well, Marcus is doing the best he can. It'll take time. You like some iced tea?
Yes, that'd be wonderful, thank you. Thankfully, we don't have to endure him much longer.
Oh, how so?
I think I found his replacement. His name is Harlan Young from Springfield. Didn't you know I was on the search committee?
I heard something about it.
Yes, well, anyway, he's very good, and he wants to get out of the big city. Not that anyone could ever replace Nathaniel. A heart attack. It just seems so strange.
Do you want some sugar?
3, please. A man still in his prime. I tell you, I was just taken by complete surprise. Thank you.
I don't feel like talking about Nathaniel right now, if you don't mind.
Oh, no. No, honey, I'm sorry. I understand. Well, have you given any thought to the future?
What do you mean?
What you gonna do now that we're getting a new priest? I mean, I'm sure his family's gonna be eager to move in here and start their new life.
I hadn't thought about that.
Well, if there's anything at all that I can do, please don't hesitate. You'll all be happy to know that Reverend Young of Springfield has decided to accept our offer.
I know I've been struggling and everything, but I think I really like Reverend Young. He's sharp, he's confident.
Don't you think we should take a little time to think about it?
Oh, we've searched high and low for the best match with All Saints. This man is perfect for the job.
He was great at the interview, but...
But what? It's been 2 months, Lester. I love Nate as much as anyone, but it's time to move on. The health of the church is at stake here. It's time we made a decision.
Well, I just think that we should take a couple more weeks and think about
Listen,
it.
I promised the developers that we would have the new priest in place in time to start the lake project before winter sets in.
Lake project?
We haven't even voted on that yet.
Well, let's vote on it now. All in favor?
But wait! Weren't we discussing the new priest?
Listen, Lester. This town is looking to us to do the right thing here, and it will give us the cash to fund the projects that we care so passionately about.
Like Meals on Wheels.
I guess my hospital outreach program could use the extra funds.
That's right. And you can devote more time and energy to it once Reverend Young is installed.
I'm no match for your lobbying, Mary Margaret.
Well, whatever works. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
No.
Aye.
Aye.
No.
Motion carries 3-2. Splendid.
Maybe we should go inside.
Oh, I don't think so. Not tonight.
What's the matter?
Nothing.
No, something's the matter. What is it?
Nothing.
If I've done something wrong, I'd sure like to know about it.
Arthur, if you don't think that you did anything wrong, then there's not a problem, is there?
Are we having our first fight?
Just forget it, Arthur. I'm tired.
Carol, please.
I thought the whole reason that you liked St. Joe's was because of its small town feeling.
I do. What?
You know, I have lived here my entire life, okay? You haven't. I mean, if you don't like it here, you can just move on. I can't.
Are we talking about us here, or are we talking about the lake deal?
You know, I know that I am square or whatever, but I just like St. Joe's the way it is.
So I'm not allowed to have an opinion about anything?
I just don't understand what kind of hold Mary Margaret has over you.
Oh. Mary Margaret?
Oh, great.
Live approved. Oh, yeah.
Granny, take me to the park.
My baby.
Run and get your stuff. I put your sand toy under the table in the back. What's the matter?
I've been asked to clean out my office at the church. It seems they have no more use for me since your daddy's gone.
That's not true. It's just things are changing.
They're changing too fast to suit me.
I know. Sometimes it's hard to even be in here without thinking about Daddy. Yeah, I feel like he got away. It just makes me sad.
I wonder what's taking Brian so long.
Did you hear what I said?
Yes, sure. But I don't know what to tell you. We all handle it in our own way. You think I ought to go and see what's taking him?
Mama, I'm trying to talk to you.
I am not in the mood for this. I wish things had gone differently, but now I just want to stop thinking about him. Come on, Peanuts. We'll see you later.
Bye.
That was just wonderful.
Is he here? Huh? Have you met Reverend Young yet?
No, but I thought the
Oh, there he is there.
Hi there.
He's cute. Oh, I hope you like the music. I thought we were just a little bit off.
No, I thought it was really...
Carol, it's nice to meet you.
So that's the new pastor, huh?
Down from Springfield. Felt like it might be nice to meet some people, take a look around during the festival. A little more informal, I guess.
Well, he seems to be making a good impression.
Yeah, well, I guess you and I have served our purpose, and now it's time to move on, huh?
Seems so. Hey, Alan. Where's Dexter?
He's dead, Sophia.
He's what?
I can't believe it.
When?
Last night. An aneurysm.
But he was supposed to go home soon.
I know.
Why me, Lord? It's not fair. You're not being good, God.
Now, I know she's here. Her car's out in the drive.
Well, maybe we should come back later.
Oh, my good lands, no. Sophia! Well, there you are. Is this a bad time? I brought the Reverend by the house. I know you two haven't met.
Hello?
I think we've come at a bad time.
It's okay. Come on in.
Isn't this a beautiful house? You just don't find craftsmanship like this anymore. And the floor plan. Oh, well.
I understand your father had it built.
Yes, he did.
And he was a stickler for the finest details. And you ought to see that backyard out there. Oh, it is gorgeous.
Why don't you go on out there and I'll meet up with you in just a minute.
Why?
Well, I'd like to have a moment with Mrs. Miles, alone, if you don't mind.
No, certainly.
Looks like you've had a bit of an accident.
It's nothing.
Oh, would you like some help cleaning it up?
I can clean my own house.
Excuse me.
Oh, I dropped my... Aren't these flowers beautiful?
I dropped by here today to let you know that I want this transition time to go as smoothly as possible. You've been a vital part of the community here.
Ben?
Are.
You said what you meant the first time.
I know how hard it must be to leave your home.
No, I don't want to be rude. You look like you probably are a nice person. But,
What?
I am not leaving.
Beg your pardon?
This is my home. It always has been my home, and it always will be my home. This is my house.
And what can we learn from these words? We can learn to live a better life Possibly.
Excuse me.
As it is written in the scripture that I have here in front.
Got to get Father Young in here before we lose the whole congregation.
It's not that bad.
We're running out of time, Lester. What if some other parish snaps Father Young up? We'd be left with him.
Pour into our hearts the fountain of all wisdom.
What are you doing out this way?
I figured I'd put the top down and let the wind blow through my hair.
What there is left of it.
Oh, don't tease an old man like me. Planting new roses?
Yeah, over there, but these are antique roses. Mother planted those the first winter we moved in. But you didn't come all the way from Springfield just to admire my garden.
That's true.
So, who called you? Marcus or Miss Mary Margaret?
Father Young came by to visit.
Oh, I guess I didn't make a good impression.
Well, he liked you very much. In fact, he liked everything about All Saints.
That's nice.
Yes, it is. His parish will be sad to see him go. Thank you. But it seems we have a problem. You want to explain it to me?
Couldn't the Reverend and his family live someplace else?
For how long?
Forever.
Do you think that's what your daddy intended when he built this as the parish house? These two homes are connected. The families occupying both houses feed one another.
I know that. But I have done everything that I was supposed to do. I've been the best mother I could be, the best wife, and I've been a friend to everybody who called. And I helped Nathaniel build this church, and I will not be pushed aside like some old furniture.
I mean, what would you do if someone wanted to kick you out of your house?
I'd tell him to stick it.
There's ladies present.
What? You mean old lady Grierson? She's deaf as a door. Eat you, Miss Grierson.
Ice cream.
A bunch of church ladies fighting over who rules the roost.
You ought to get in there and kick some fanny, Lester. Show who's boss.
Well, my point is, you can't take back a card once it's been discarded, you know? You let one developer in, and they'll all start to run wild.
You always do that.
I don't know. My brother's a carpenter.
Ah, is he the one with the bullet lodged in his skull?
It's shrapnel, not a bullet. Anyway, he needs a job.
I bet.
Shut up, for Pete's sakes. Anyway, he could use a job at that resort Arthur's always talking about.
You know, it's not really about making money. We're trying to do what's best for the community.
Oh, Arthur, Sophia's lived in that house forever. It's her home.
I'd like a pound of the bologna.
Okay. My nephew Kenny tells me Miss Sophia just quit the job you got her at the paper.
She did what?
Yep.
I have done everything I could to get that woman to move forward and get on with her life. And this is the thanks I get.
I know the people are upset. And I know I need to do something. But that job with Arthur was just charity. One day and I could tell what was going on.
Come on, Sophia. We've been friends a long time. Just tell me what's bothering you. Is it something about Nate?
I hate him. And everything about him.
What happened?
He had been depressed for a long time. I tried everything. He even went to a therapist for a while, and then he quit. Nothing worked. It was terrible. Some days he didn't even get out of bed.
I'm sorry.
He lost his faith, Willis. He stopped believing in God.
Well, how could that be? He kept working.
I kept working.
What do you mean?
His sermons, the outreach, everything.
You wrote his sermons?
He was here in body, not in spirit. I thought it would pass, but it never did.
Well, you should have said something.
And ruined the image of the great Nathaniel? For most of the people in our congregation, Nathaniel was the church. I don't want to tear that down. I worked too hard to build it. Willis, he killed himself.
What?
Now you can't tell nobody.
Sophia?
I found an empty bottle of pills by the chair and a note. I didn't know what to do, so I just took them before the ambulance came. And nobody said anything, so I just kept quiet.
I thought it was a heart attack.
That's because they never knew about the pills. Oh, Willis, I should have said something.
Sophia, you can't blame yourself.
Mrs. Mott?
Yes, is something wrong?
I'm serving you with this eviction notice on behalf of the vestry of All Saints Episcopal Church, hereafter known as the owners of this property. They've asked me to inform you that if you are not out of said premises in 30 days, then I will be forced to remove you. Sorry.
Eviction notice? Where do you get
it? It is within my power as the acting chairperson of the vestry.
And it's within my power to haul you from behind that.
Mary Margaret was only doing what she thought was right. Sometimes she pushes it a little too far.
What she is pushing is a woman that I love right out of her own house.
Maybe we should all take a deep breath and try to figure this out. Mary Margaret, you have to admit you stepped over the line.
Well, we can't just sit around and do nothing. Reverend Young and his family are waiting. The developers are waiting. For how long? We are risking the health of this whole community for one person, Sophia.
Sophia and Nate made our church the heart of St. Joseph. Now you want to pitch that legacy into the street so that you can build condos. Well, I won't have it. Not today, not in 30 days, not ever.
Mommy, look! Look at that cat!
Wow, baseball cards. Let me see. Listen, why don't you put them in your backpack? And guess what? I'm almost done here. How was the park?
Exhausting.
Yeah, I'm sorry. He's getting to be quite a handful.
It wasn't Brian. It was everybody else. It seems like I'm the talk of the town. Honey, I'm sorry I've been so hard to get along with lately.
It's all right. Things are tough right now. I understand.
But I don't want to take it out on you.
Then let me help. Don't shut me out. What would you say if I asked you to move in with us?
The parsonage is my home.
Mama, you're being evicted. We have to do something.
I would just be in your way.
Please, just think about it.
I'm excited about the future. I'm looking forward to what's around the corner, and you want to run and hide. Why?
The thing that I like about St. Joe's is that the people here are not just neighbors, they're friends. I mean, high school sweethearts, they get married and they stay together. It's a very simple life.
And my kids complicate things?
Arthur, we just come from two really different worlds. Arthur, people will see.
So what? What are you so afraid of?
I am not afraid.
Stop pushing me away. You're scared to death. You're inventing reasons.
I am not. You just can't kick Sophia out of her house.
We're not talking about Sophia. We are talking about you and me. You're afraid to take a risk.
As long as everything stays the same, you're fine. You're happy.
It's time to move forward, Carol. I'm willing, are you?
I don't think that we should see each other anymore.
Fine.
Well, what happened? How could Nate lose his faith?
I guess one thing led to another. But it seemed to start with that little boy.
What little boy?
Well, there was a little boy in the hospital. He and Nate bonded in an unusual way. And Nate, he just became obsessed with the boy. I mean, prayers and visits more than normal. It stretched out over several months. You know, at one point he said to me, if I can just make this thing work out right, I'll be happy. That's all I want. It was like he was asking God for a miracle.
It really doesn't work that way.
Well, the boy died. Nate was there when it happened. He wandered the streets until 3 o'clock in the morning. And when he did come home, he came right in this study and closed the door. He was different then. Darker. He was lost, Willis.
Well, what was so special about this little boy?
Well, I think it was a substitute for Brian. Nate never found a way to build a bridge back to Elizabeth and Brian, so he put all his energy in this. And then when the child died, it was a double loss.
It felt like God had abandoned him.
God and everybody else. That night when I lost my temper and I yelled at him. Maybe that was the final push.
You know better. You were his anchor, the thing that kept him steady in rough times.
Except that time when it really mattered.
There are things in this world that even Sophia Miles can't make right. Maybe it's time to let yourself off the hook.
I hope the new family likes these roses. They're my legacy, I guess. Honey, I'm in the kitchen. I cleaned up a little bit and started dinner for you. Come on in here and give me a hand.
Liver and onions? Mama, Brian won't eat that.
It's good for him. I bet she's never even tried it.
There's not a kid in the world that will eat liver and onions.
Well, he'll have to because that's all I cook.
I'll just make him some pasta.
We have to set rules for the child.
And I don't believe in forcing him to eat something he doesn't want.
If we don't teach, he won't learn.
I know what's right for Brian. And what happened to my glasses?
I put them over closer to the sink so they'll be easier to put away when they're washed.
You know, I appreciate you cleaning up, but I liked things where they were.
It's more convenient, though.
I know where things belong. I live here.
I was trying to help. I apologize that I moved them before I asked you.
On
creatures of our God and King, lift up your voice and with us sing. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Bright burning sun with golden beam, soft shining moon with silver gleam. Sing praises, sing praises. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
What's this?
My resignation from the vestry.
But Lester, why?
Here's mine.
I can't believe this.
Carol, we're just getting started. A whole new era.
You should have seen it coming, Mary Margaret. What's the point of having a vestry if you're just going to take over?
This is all about Sophia, isn't it?
That's only part of it, Mary Margaret.
You've turned your back on the past, our tradition.
I brought in Reverend Young because he is perfect for this parish. I put together the land deal because it generates money for programs we all want. Now you're trying to make me look like a villain because I get the job done?
Someone once told me that here at St. Joe's, we weren't just neighbors. We were friends. You've forgotten that.
This church used to feel like home. Now it feels like
business.
Oh. You're impossible.
$1, $1.
I don't know, babe. It just doesn't feel right.
Why?
Well, I feel like I failed, and I'm moving in with my daughter because I have no place else to go.
That's not failure, and it's because you feel comfortable with us.
But I don't. It has nothing to do with you and Brian. I need a place of my own where I decide how to arrange the dishes or plant the garden or paint the hall.
So what do you want to do?
I went by the house today. I wasn't thinking. I just went by out of habit. I almost pulled in the driveway. This place has too many memories for me. I'm thinking about moving to Springfield, get a change of scenery.
Springfield? Mama, that seems extreme.
But since I do have to start all over, I want a new place and a clean slate.
Hi.
Hi.
These are for the kids. I know that Martin loves Hot Wheels, and Swain asked me about the new Barbie. So I just figured that this town is too small, you know, for us not to be friends.
Friends? I'm not interested in being friends with you, Carol.
What?
I got plenty of friends.
I came here to be nice.
Don't be nice, Carol. Be honest. Why did you really want to see me?
I told you. I wanted to drop these off and...
And what?
You don't have to be so mean, Arthur.
I got a paper to run, 2 kids to raise, and I don't have the time to waste with you if you're not serious. I mean, if you can't...
What? Can't what?
Say that you love me. If you can't trust me enough to say that by now, then you never will. You can't say it, can you?
say yet. But then what? I mean, you'll get bored with me and move on. And what happens to me? I'm just a spinster choir leader from All Saints.
That is not going to happen.
Well, it has happened before.
And you can't take the risk.
Just, tell the kids that I miss them.
What's with all these long faces? Come on now. Springfield's not that far.
I don't want you to go, Granny.
Oh, baby, you can come and visit me whenever you want to.
I need somebody to take me to the park every Friday. Who's gonna do that?
I can still take you to the park. They got beautiful parks in Springfield. Oh, now.
It's okay. It's okay. You'll be fine. I love you.
I love you, baby.
Bishop Heath, we are gathered together today to welcome the Reverend Harlan Young, who has been chosen to serve as rector of All Saints. We believe that he is well qualified and that he has been prayerfully and lawfully selected.
Harlan Young, do you, in the presence of this congregation, commit yourself to this new trust and responsibility?
I do.
I hope you'll be very happy here, Reverend Young.
Oh, please, call me Harlan.
Oh, Harlan. Oh, Carol, where was Arthur? I can't believe he wasn't here.
I'll see you later.
Well, I guess some people were just born to hold a grudge.
I hear she and Arthur are Splitsville.
Splitsville? Is the clergy allowed to use words like Splitsville?
Well, there seem to be an awful lot of hurt feelings around today.
What's that supposed to mean?
How many people were in the service today?
Thank you. I don't know.
Less than 50.
Well, you know, it's football season.
Baseball.
Where's Sophia? Oh, she isn't here anymore, honey. Not here? Why not? Well.
Good afternoon, Cantillon and Jolin, Tommy.
Hold my hand while we cross the street. Old Pappy's hand tight. Here we go.
Next item.
We have the proposition for the lake development. Mary Margaret's thing.
Right.
Planning Commission has already okayed this, Your Honor.
I know Mary Margaret. Okay, all in favor?
Wait.
Lester, what now?
I have here in my hand an injunction holding any work on the lake development until proper environmental studies have been performed.
Lester!
Well, we've never had this sort of thing before.
Well, you're starting now.
No, this isn't fair. Now, it's too late.
Sorry. The proposition goes back to city planning for future evaluation.
Thank you, Mayor.
Where are you going, honey?
See Granny.
Okay.
Is this enough to give it to Granny's house?
Sorry.
Hi, Granny.
It's my baby. That's my baby. That's
He
my
decided
baby.
it was time for a visit.
And he's right. It is, too. Mwah. Sweet baby.
Do you remember when I brought him home from the hospital?
You were scared to death.
I had reason to be.
Everyone had an opinion on what I should do, how I should raise him. I was overwhelmed. Do you remember what you told me?
No, I don't.
You told me not to give in to my fear. That all I had to do was love him, and my instincts would never steer me wrong.
Well, that's the truth.
You know, Mama, I couldn't have made it without you. Not with Brian, not with the store, not with anything. You are responsible for all that is good in my life. You helped me through.
Thank you, baby.
Daddy used to say the same thing. We would stand outside the church, and he'd see you coming down the stairs. And he'd say, there she is. The light of my life. I couldn't make it through a single day without her. Ain't I a lucky man? And I'd say, yes, Daddy, you sure are.
I never knew that.
You were the one that held us all together. We need you now, just like we always have. Mama, come home.
What in the world?
Things have gotten a little out of hand.
Do they do this every Sunday? I like it.
No, baby, they do not.
Got any ideas?
Let me see what I can do. I'll be right back, baby.
We say no to condos. We say no to... Sophia, what are you doing here?
I decided to move back to St. Joe.
Great. Grab a side.
No, Lester. Listen, Brian is here for the first time. How am I supposed to explain this to him?
Well, bring him over. We need all the help we can get.
You've got more sense than this. You've got to work it out.
Oh, there's no working things with Mary Margaret. It's her way or the highway.
If I talk to her, will you pack up this foolishness and go home?
We'll stop demonstrating when she stops the development. Not a moment before. We say no to condos. We say no to condos.
He's lost his mind, the old buzzard.
Mary Margaret, you and Lester will have to figure this out. It's the responsibility of the vestry.
Lester's not even on the vestry anymore.
What?
Carol quit too.
Arthur?
I'm going to church, Mary Margaret.
They have practically destroyed all my good work. I am just beyond livid.
Mary Margaret, stop and think.
There is no time for that. The developer's going to move on if they don't hear from us this week.
But we've all been friends for years.
Oh, I guess now I'm going to get the blame for this entire mess. Oh. I worked my fingers to the bone for this church, for this town. And this is the thanks I get? Well, I've had it. No, I'm going to wash my hands of this entire deal. People think you can do better without me? Fine.
Mary.
May the God of hope bless us all with joy and peace in believing through the power of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
I don't understand it. This church was full to the rafters every Sunday when your grandpa was here.
He could give a sermon like nobody else.
What's a sermon?
It's that middle part where that guy was speaking up there. If you're good at it, like your grandpa, it's like somebody's telling you a secret. Something wonderful that's going to help you.
Did he tell you secrets, things that help you?
Yes. Yes, he did.
Can I go see the man in the long dress?
That's the priest, and it's not a dress.
Whatever.
Your dress. Your daddy would have got a big kick out of that.
Oh, I miss him so much. I can't believe that I never got to say what I wanted.
Your heart is speaking for you right now. And in this place that he loves so much, he can hear you loud and clear. He knows.
Thank you, Mama. You always know just the right thing to say to make things better.
I wish that were true. I think I made a huge mess here, and I have no idea what to do about it. But your daddy, he would know.
And so do you. The people of St. Joe love you. They listen when you talk. They take your advice. Just tell them the truth and point the way. Just like you always have. I'm gonna check on Brian. Okay.
Are you Alvin Marsh Jr.?
Sure am. What can I do for you?
He doesn't return my calls. And he avoids me. Here, at church.
You broke his heart. What do you expect?
Broke his heart? I did no such thing.
He asked you the most personal of all questions, and you ran away. That was not the reaction he wanted.
Well, I did not run away because I was scared.
Then why did you run away?
Because I was scared. No, but not of what he thinks. I'm afraid that I'm not going to be smart enough, or funny enough, or cool enough. You know, he's all those things and more. He's lived in 1,000,000 different places. He's been to Europe. I've never even left the state of Missouri.
Then take a trip. That's all he's asking. He's ready to open all that up for you. Don't you want to see these things? Experience it with him.
I do. I just think I've earned it.
No, it's never too late.
What if we get caught?
Oh, we're not gonna get caught. You sure you know how to do this?
I have helped him plenty of times. It's a cinch.
Don't throw any of these in the bushes.
Okay. Or the water sprinklers.
It's very important that everybody gets their papers today, okay?
Okay.
Go.
Wish me luck. Okay.
Oh, baby.
Way to go, Carol.
Carol, what are you doing here?
Special delivery.
I don't get it.
Well, there was a really important headline that just couldn't wait. And there was one more thing.
What? Thank you.
Pleasure is all mine.
At the core of what we believe is an idea so simple, yet so radical, many people never quite get their hands on it. Forgiveness. To forgive.
What did you say to him?
I told him I wanted him to meet me.
If he knows I'm here, he won't come.
Oh, he doesn't know you're here. You look great.
Forgiveness is the weapon of love. You can conquer anything with it. But in order for it to work, we have to be humble, open our hearts, and embrace an imperfect world full of mistakes and misunderstanding.
Hi. Come on.
Where are you going?
Somebody back here wants to see you.
Chris?
Forgiveness must be the foundation.
Come on.
Now, it's never simple. It's never easy. But it is essential. You can build a bright, beautiful future with it.
I missed you.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm the one who's sorry.
A future where all things are possible. For most of us, the question is, how do you get started? Well, you start with this. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us.
Lemon heads.
Our favorites.
A little bit sweet and a little bit sour.
That sounds right.
I suppose I'm the sour and you're the sweet.
Oh, no. No, not really. I just have to be thinking about when we were kids, how we used to beg old Mr. McKinley to give us those even when we didn't have any.
People don't understand how hard I worked on this land deal. I love our church just as much as anybody else, and this was my chance to show it, to leave a permanent mark. So maybe Having you evicted wasn't the best idea I ever had, but I'm sorry about that. I really am. But once in a while, it would be nice to be recognized, have someone say thank you. Those words seem to always go to someone like you. Nobody ever sees me.
I know how you feel, Mary. You may not believe it, but I really know just how you feel. I gotta go now. Enjoy the candy.
Why don't you just move in here? I got plenty of room.
Well, thanks a lot, Lester, but I've given this town enough to talk about.
I know what you mean. Listen, if there is anything I can do to help, let me know.
Well, actually, there is one thing.
What's that?
Work it out with Mary Margaret about this development project.
Oh, I don't know, Sophie.
Well, why not? The church is never going to use that land. The development is nice. It won't be an eyesore.
I just feel like the town I loved, the town we grew up in, is disappearing.
Oh, Lester, it's not disappearing. It's growing, like this garden. You remember when you started? You were way back over there in that little corner. Now look at you. Would you give up any of this? Lester, we've got to have faith that what we loved will remain.
Sorry, Elizabeth, you're gonna kill me.
Why's that?
I think this package has been on my truck a long time. It fell behind a shelf and,
Oh,
anyway.
that's weird. It's from an internet company, and I didn't bid on anything.
If you want to file a complaint, just
don't
come on down.
worry about it. Okay?
What is it, Mommy?
I'm not sure.
Oh, my.
What's the matter, Mommy?
It's from my daddy. Grandpa used to sing this to me when I was a little girl.
Hello, everybody. What? Where did you get that?
Daddy sent it. He must have bid on it before he died. He was gonna reach out, Oma.
Oh, a peace token.
Come too late.
No, baby, it's never too late. Oh, he loved you so much.
Drop the pink curtains down over your eyes.
Why, Willis? Why would a man contemplating suicide go out and buy a record for his daughter? Their favorite lullaby.
Because he never planned suicide. After you told me about this, I did some checking. I know the county coroner. An autopsy was done on Nate. There were no drugs in his system. Nothing.
How could that be? The bottle
was empty. I checked the pharmacy. He called in the prescription for a refill that morning. The bottle is still sitting there.
But the letter was so clear.
Do you remember what it said?
Dear Sophia, I'm sorry for all the pain I've caused you. I've said and done some things that I'll always regret, but I can't do anything about that. But I can make it better. I've decided it was an apology. I never thought about it like that.
I've decided to start taking my medicine, start over. It could lead anywhere. But you lost your faith in Nathaniel. You chose to believe the worst about him.
He put a rose beside my bed that night. I never even heard him. I never got a chance to say thank you. I was so busy blaming Nathaniel, I couldn't see what was going on around me. Hello?
Hi.
You look like a man with something on his mind.
The light from those windows is terrific.
Isn't it, though? I like what you've done with the house. It's so alive.
Well, the kids do that.
How do we get everyone back to church?
Well, you know, I've got an idea on how we could take care of that.
Oh?
Come on in.
Lester, did you hear?
Sophia's gonna talk on Sunday.
I think she's gonna run for mayor.
Governor. But I like her hair.
Jerry, just come to church on Sunday and see for yourself.
Do you have to wear long pants?
Yes.
Good morning. I never imagined that I would be standing here. This will always be Nate's place. No disrespect to you, Reverend Young, but we spent a lot of years building this church, he and I. And just to think, I almost let it slip away. These last few months have been very difficult for me. I lost my husband. I lost my faith. I lost myself. Nobody pushed me. I'm responsible. It was my weakness. I started putting me first. I felt I needed people to acknowledge my part in their lives. I didn't feel appreciated, and it hurt. My ego swelled up like your thumb when it's been banged with a hammer. When you're hurting that bad, you can't see. You're lost. You're blinded to the good that the Father puts in your path every day. But standing here this morning, I can see an awful lot. Because everywhere I look, I see a face that I love. Like Mary Margaret. Mary Margaret put together this lake development project to carry on the good works that All Saints is known for. Without Mary Margaret and Marcus and all of you, this building would just be a building, not the warm, loving, caring home it's always been. And Nathaniel and I weren't the only ones who made it this way. You did. I can't put into words the joy that you've given me all these years, but I'll always be grateful because with your love and kindness, the true Spirit of God has been revealed to me. I hope you can forgive me for the ruckus I've caused. This place This town is special, and I want it to remain that way for all time. Thank you.
Peace of the Lord be always with you.
And also
peace.
The peace of the Lord.
all things bright and beautiful, all creatures great and small, all things wise and wonderful, in love God made them all. Each little flower that opens, each little bird that sings, God made them glowing colors and made their tiny wings.
Sheriff Baker, what are you doing here?
I'm turning over the keys.
This was your house?
Didn't Mary Margaret mention it?
I don't think so, but it's lovely.
Oh, yeah. Sure is. My wife's expecting and we've just outgrown it.
Congratulations.
Twins.
You have outgrown it.
Yeah. It's been a tough couple of years, but things are finally looking up. Thanks in large part to your husband.
You knew Nathaniel?
Oh, yeah. You see, I had a little boy, Frankie, and he was very sick and in the hospital.
That was your boy.
Yes, ma'am. He was the greatest thing that ever happened to me. To sit and watch him suffer all that time was terrible. Turned me into a hateful, mean person. And that's the man your husband met. When he came in the door that first day, he made me sick.
Good evening.
How could I believe in a God that would let my little boy suffer like this?
It's the last thing we need to do now is an apology.
I mean, I didn't even believe in God to begin with, but now I really wanted nothing to do with him. But Father Nathaniel would not be turned away. I mean, he came every day.
What I got?
Frankie loved him. So what could I do? He even wore me down. He did things that made my life a little easier. But he never preached to me, and he never tried to convert me.
Mr. Baker?
I didn't believe in anything before your husband. And I didn't think I could survive Frankie's death. But I did. And now my wife and I have a new beginning. A new life began for us in the midst of that tragedy. I mean, I couldn't see it at the time, but sometimes the seeds of happiness are sown in darkness.
Nathaniel said that.
Yes, he did.
He was an extraordinary man, my husband.
The best. You enjoy your new home.
Thank you. And thank you for what you just told me. Oh. Oh, my roses.
We're gonna transplant the whole garden right here.
But what about Reverend Young?
Let's get started. His wife likes tulips.
Come
on, everybody. How about the trouble?
Oh, baby.